Hola, hola, it's Nereida, and I have a tarot message for you. Um, I went ahead and pulled two cards from the Wild Unknown Archetypes. I wanted to pull one card, but two popped out. And we have the Flame and the Sword. So these cards, these are tool cards. And what that means is, I think this overall message definitely has something to do with like a really transformative decision that is needing to be made here. So the flame, is symbolic of the fire. And in the fire, from the ashes rises the phoenix. So this could be some aspect of you that is being called to be transformed. Coming in with the sword card, again, that sword card, in traditional tarot, the swords are cards of clarity, of, decisions, communication, boundaries. So I think there's some kind of really definitive decision that you're being called to make here for yourself that is very transformative in nature, or you've had to really go through a transformation in order to find that clarity to make that decision. This could also, be about, making clear cuts, clear cutting ties. I after reading about both of the cards with the sword card, it did talk about it used the analogy of, you know using one clear, precise, confident cut, because anything more than that can hurt yourself or anybody else that is involved. So there could be some kind of boundary setting that needs to happen here, a burning away of some aspect of you, some aspect of your life. Overall, though, this is really transformative, strong energy. So we're going to get into some tarot and see what the tarot has to tell us. If you're watching this on February 28th, which is the day that I'm sitting here doing this message, there are like three different planets in the sign of Pisces, including the sun. There's Mercury, there's Saturn, and I believe it is Neptune as well, that are in the sign of Pisces. And from what I hear from the astrological world is that it is a really good day to actually make a commitment to something, to invest in something, to find clarity in something that you want to commit to. We have the Hanged Man at the bottom of the deck. I love when that happens. This is totally Pisces energy. We're talking about Pisces here. So this could be a moment where you have been sitting in the fire, I'm hearing, and that's not an uncomfortable place to be. And what does that mean? Well, that means that, you are sitting in the hot seat and you're having to look at things from a different perspective, taking a moment of reflection. That's what the hangman does for us. It's that energy of pausing. And the way that I kind of like to look at it is this being in the eye of the storm, being in the eye of the hurricane, seeing everything happening around you, the chaos around you, and being in this place of finding clarity within yourself, seeing something from a new perspective, okay? Being able to take a moment to come out of it and make a clear decision, which is that tool card of the sword, right? So I'm going to get some cards to get into your energy and see where you're at right now. Okay, so we have the Nine of Cups. This is a great energy to see. There's a lot of happiness here with all the yellow. I do feel like, right now, there's a, there's a sense of really being, involved in something spiritual. I'm looking at his yellow shoes and the yellow floor, and it's like, yellow does symbolize happiness, but it's also a really spiritual color. And with those yellow shoes, it's almost like, you know, yeah, like diving into spirituality. The Nine of Cups is a card of wish fulfillment. Um, this is a card of like, contentment. I mean, the figure here you can even say is a little bit smug. Like, yeah, look at all my cups. I got 9 cups. I'm sitting pretty. So, interesting energy here. Okay, so let's see some energy that is surrounding you. Let's see any energy surrounding you, situations that might be surrounding you, which could be the reason that you find yourself here right now in this tarot reading. We have the Chariot in reverse. So you could feel that there is some kind of force or energy that is holding you back. We have the Two of Cups at the bottom of the deck, so this could be relational. This can be in tarot, in the Rider White. It's definitely something to do with a spiritual, like a soulmate type of energy. Now, soulmates can be romantic, and the Two of Cups does point to romance, but it can also be any type of soulmate. This could be a friendship. This can be even like in family. But again, take it as it resonates. I do definitely feel strongly this has something to do within a relationship, okay? So the Nine of Cups, with the Chariot in reversed, there could be some kind of energy that is stalled here. And I think what it is, taking into consideration the 2 cards that came in from the archetypes, there's some kind of lack of clarity, some kind of misalignment here. Because the Chariot card in its upright, it's not negative to see it in its reversal, because what I'm feeling is it's a positive card all around. There's nothing negative about the Chariot. What it feels like is that there's a little bit of a misalignment. Something needs to be, there's some aspect that needs to be balanced out. Something needs to be figured out. And the reason I say that is because, when we look at the cards, if you look at an upright, for me personally as the reader, my card, when I'm scanning a card, I'm usually looking at it up, from the top to the bottom. And so right away when I look at it upright, I'm noticing that, there's all these like stars which talk about healing energy. He has a star at his crown, which talks about somebody that is enlightened, right? The veils are separated. So this is somebody that has been able to look beyond the veil of the high priestess, to look at the secrets of the universe, and to be able to find some understanding and come into balance. See the black and white sphinxes that are intertwined like the yin yang sign. They have the black and the white and the black. They're intertwined. Now, something that's been brought to my attention here is I'm not sure what this is called. Oh, but what it symbolizes is the masculine and the feminine, right? Because we have a cylinder going in through the circle. This is creation energy, right? So if we look at it upside down, what's being highlighted here for me as I look at this is the sphinxes. So there's something here that needs to come into balance. Perhaps there is a balance between your masculine and masculine and feminine energy that needs to come into balance, that needs to come into alignment in order to move forward. Okay, we're going to look at the cards that come up, but I do feel again with the the Two of Cups at the bottom and the Queen of Cups. Yeah, so there's definitely some kind of energy in regards to love. We also have the Queen of Cups coming in next after the Two of Cups. So having to do with some kind of romance, some kind of, this card definitely wanted to pop up. We have the Sun in reverse, and then we had two other cards that popped up here. We have the World in reverse and the Nine of Swords. Okay, so this situation is definitely, you know, it's interesting because what I'm seeing is that I'm getting the feeling I'm not finding the words right now. And maybe that's something that you're feeling. I'm channeling your emotions, your state of being right now, where you're so in your feelings, but you can't find the words. But on the outside, what it looks like here to me is that, yeah, you know, you look like you're really content. You look like you're really happy. But deep inside, Nine of Swords, you're not able to sleep. There's a lot of anxiety here. And why is that? Because, you know, you're not moving, you're not able to move forward. There's some kind of, you know, you have three major arcanas here: the Chariot in reverse, the Sun in reverse, and the World in reverse. And it's almost like this dangling of a carrot. It's like the cosmic dangling of a carrot. The universe is dangling this carrot in your face. Like, look, here you have all this energy that you like, your happiness, the world, the life that you want to move forward to, but you're not able to because there's some kind of misalignment here. And I think it has something to do with those two cards that we saw at the beginning, some kind of decision that you're not making. And this is what's holding this energy back, you know? The Sun in reverse, I mean, again, these cards, I wouldn't say that they're at all, you know, like, it's not like negative or worrisome, but for some reason your reaction, maybe that's what it is, that, you know, there's been some kind of setback, or you know, you like, you can't, it definitely feels like you can't make a decision, and your reaction is to kind of like worry and stress about it instead of, you know, finding clarity and sitting with yourself. Maybe too, what I'm feeling is that perhaps there is a need, and there is a need and call to sit with your emotions. I'm seeing both the nines. Maybe nines are important to you, and the Nine of Cups and the Nine of Swords. And it's interesting because these are two really different energies that you're carrying with you. So what you're showing out into the world is this Nine of Cups. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Life is good. The sun is shining. I'm happy. I'm stepping into this new world. But Nine of Swords, something is not quite right. Something is keeping you up at night. You're sad about something. You're worried about something. Now, recently, this card came up in a recent reading a few days ago. And I did talk about how the carvings in the bed are, like, to me, it looks like somebody that is, it's almost like now what I'm seeing is like somebody is, wow, you know, it looks like a sword that they have in their hand. And they are striking somebody with that sword. Now, remember that we have the sword at the beginning of the reading too with the archetypes card. And it did say, you know, I'm going to read it really quick to you. It says here, contemplate the Buddhist philosophy of the first and second arrow. Swing the sword once with precision and commitment. More than that will be painful for everyone involved. So it's almost like, you know, yeah, again, it's almost like this feeling of there's something, some kind of boundary that needs to be set, some kind of decision that needs to be made. And maybe this is just an internal decision. It doesn't even have to do, might not even have to do with anybody. But, you know, these cards in their reversal, they do talk about a slowdown. They do talk about some kind of blockage in this situation that's keeping you up at night. The World card, we know, is basically, that it's that portal into the complete transformation. But there's something, again, holding you back from your own happiness and that stepping through into something new. Let's get into some guidance cards and then we're going to go deeper. So, here on YouTube, I definitely take more time. If you're somebody that watches me on TikTok, the readings are really different because I have a lot of time to, sit with the cards. On TikTok, I feel like I'm on that timer and it's like, ugh. So, okay, for guidance here, the Death card popped up in reverse. So what I'm getting, we have the King of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So you could be dealing with an air sign, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, or you could be those signs. I'm also seeing Scorpio, Cancer. We had Pisces at the beginning, Leo, and Capricorn. Taurus as well, I'm seeing. So what I'm feeling with the Death card in reversal is as guidance, don't resist this transformation. That Flame card, it's almost like embrace the burn, call that fire energy into your life. I'm actually seeing somebody doing breath of fire. That's that quick snapping energy where your belly button is moving in towards your spine and up. So you're like stoking the fire with your breath, and you're basically focusing on the exhale, not the inhale, and you're stoking the fire, that Agni, in the power center. And there's actually a Kundalini Kriya called the Ego Eradicator, where your forefingers are curled in and then the thumbs are out, your arms are up at a V, and you are doing that breath of fire. And this is a really strong energy that you can stoke. You can use this every day for, unless you're somebody that has a womb and you are on your cycle or you're pregnant, it's not advisable to do breath of fire. Also, if you have, you want to make sure you do it on an empty stomach. But it's really helpful to call in that fire energy. It's stoking that fire energy within you, because I do think that, like I said, to the outside world, you're kind of like, you're displaying this really content, happy person, but on the inside, you're really hurting. And that there's a lot of things that are being held back from you right here. Okay, and I do see, again, this with the Death in reverse as our first guidance card, it's about really not resisting that transformation. Embracing that transformative process. I know, we see the Death card and it's scary. It's scary to see that energy. Transformation is never easy. If we think about the, I'm seeing the butterfly here at the top of the crown of the king. If you think about the transformation of the butterfly, from a caterpillar. First, it has to totally disintegrate and become goo. It's a scary process, and it's a dark process, a lonely process. Now, with the 9 cards, I am getting this really, isolated energy as well. Okay, let's get more into some more guidance cards. Let's see here, Spirit. Can you give us more guidance cards? So we have the Hangman, which popped up, remember it was at the bottom of the deck earlier. So I do think that this transformative energy which is interesting because it's a little bit backward here, where the Hanged Man is the 7 card, and then comes the Death card, the 8 card. Here we see that embracing of the transformation, and then kind of at the same time needing this like perspective shift. That maybe that's the perspective shift that you need, is that, you know, by embracing this transformation, it's not a giving up, it's not a quitting. Like, you know, I don't know why I get the sense that you know, it does feel like this really like it feels like challenging to give up the ego, because I just really feel like somebody really smug here, actually, with the 9 of Cups. Maybe that's an energy that you're dealing with. It doesn't have to be you. It could be somebody you're dealing with, but it does feel like this, you know, overall, like really smug energy, like, I got this. But like, you know, I don't know. Do you actually have it? Do you actually got this? Because I'm, you know, what I'm seeing here with the cards is that you're a little overwhelmed. You're overwhelmed by it all. And Spirit is saying, like, surrender the ego. That's what you need to do. Allow yourself to be put in this hangman position where spirituality, you're walking in spirituality. Remember we talked about the yellow shoes that we see here in the 9 of Cups. We also see them here with the hangman, those yellow shoes, where spirituality, you're walking in spirituality, you're walking your spiritual path. Okay, so maybe this is actually a call to pay attention to more of, you know, the spiritual aspects of life, not just the physical, not just the pleasure and comforts of life, right? 9 of Cups, which is basically what it is. Like, look at that. King of Cups loves the pleasures, loves the goodness, loves that rich life, right? Maybe this is a call saying, like, hey, you know, yeah, that's great and beautiful, but when that's not coming from, you know, an aligned place, the Chariot in reverse, the Sun in reverse, the World in reverse, then you're gonna get that anxiety. You know, you're not gonna be it's almost like a facade. It's just a facade. Let's get more guidance cards, Spirit. Okay, so this is too many cards, but I do want to show you. It was the 7 of Swords in reverse. So I think what that's telling me, you know, again, I just said facade. I think that's the Magician in reverse. Can't make it up, you know, just yeah, it's like lying to yourself about, you know, what's Temperance in reverse, lying to yourself about where you stand, where you come from, what place you're coming from. Magician in reverse is like using your energy, you know, using your magic. If you're somebody that, like, you know, resonates with being a really spiritual, powerful person, that's like using your manifestation for things that are actually only serving your ego, not your highest self. Okay, what is the guidance here? More guidance, please, Spirit. Okay, thank you, Spirit. All right, so 6 of Wands and 4 of Wands. This is great news, because this reading was really going like south for me really quick. I was like, okay. But this is about celebration. This is about committing to your success, whatever that means to you. But this is about finally getting recognition. And I feel like that's what Spirit is saying, is like your success, you know, Chariot, the Sun, and the World. Like, if those cards were upright, oh my God, I would be like, this is a really, like, I mean, it still is a really great reading and like great energy. It's just that, again, it's almost like not being able to make a decision, and not being able to set a boundary is what's, you know, that's the transformation that you're resisting, is like making a decision, like creating a boundary. And it's almost like this is totally a celebration. I'm getting like, even, this could be, we saw the Two of Cups at the beginning. This could be some kind of like marriage situation, some kind of celebration that, where it's about like a strong foundation. Four of Wands. This is often seen as like that, what people call the like 1111 card. It's about, two people coming together, two energies coming together, celebrating union, celebrating commitment. And I see a lot of success here. Six of Wands, Four of Wands, and that's 6 plus 10. 6 plus 4 is calling out to me. That's like completion energy, right? So I feel like the moment that you pick up your sword, the moment that you let it all burn with that flame, and that you pick up your sword and you finally make the decision to cut that thing out of your life, whatever it is. Maybe it's a thought form, 9 of Swords. Maybe it's that anxious energy. Maybe it's somebody, some kind of like lie that you've been telling yourself. We saw that 9 of Swords and that Magician in reverse. Some kind of pattern that you have repeatedly, that you resisted in transforming, Death in reverse. And you finally embrace your spiritual path. That's when you're going to find that 6 of Wands, that 4 of Wands that you have so desperately, 9 of Swords, been seeking. And then you'll really be able to actually, with full integrity, sit within your 9 of Cups and be real, come from that real place. Because right now there's a lot of things that are on hold for you. All right, so let's get into some clarity cards so that we can see. For me, it's really clear here that the way to bring these cards into the upright, the Chariot, the Sun, and the Worlds, which is basically everything. This is such yummy energy. And it's at your fingertips. It's at your fingertips. It's right there. But let's get into some clarity cards. All right, Spirit, can you please give me a clarity card for this 9 of Cups? What's up with this 9 of Cups? Because he's looking real happy. So, can't make this up, okay? I really can't. I really, really can't. We have the 9 of Cups, and this is the vice versa deck. So, this is like basically 9 of Cups in reverse. Again, somebody that is, you kind of see, you remember that smug, like kind of feeling that I was telling you, that I was getting from that 9 of Cups. It's like, this is somebody that's sitting there like, yeah, look at me. Look at all my cups. But there's not really any depth here. There's not really any real happiness, because it's almost like this facade. Again, that word keeps coming up. It's like a facade. Like maybe you do have a lot of pleasure in your life. Maybe you do. Maybe you're like, maybe you are having a lot of like, earthly like pleasures, but there's no real like spiritual, there's no like spirit, there's no soul in it, it's more kind of like for the looks. Again, this could be somebody you're dealing with. It might not be you. So if you're inquiring about somebody, this could be actually a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So, same card. Came into 9 of Cups. 9, again, can be an important number for you because we have now 3 9 cards here. Spirit, can you give me a clarity card for this Chariot? And really what I'm looking for here is like, can you give us some clarity on like, how do we flip these cards? What's this Chariot about? What's the misalignment here? What is not allowing you to move forward, right? 9 of Wands, you're tired. You're tired. You've been to battle. it's been rough. More 9 cards, right? And this is close to the end. But it's like you're looking at like all these like, you're looking at all these like past battles. You've been hurt, but we do see here that he has one wand in his hand. So there is energy here still, like the fervor to like fight. So I think here what this is saying is kind of like, and again, it's really interesting on his shield. I see the sun and the moon. So more of that polarity energy. These wands are like driven into the ground. This is like, this is hard work that's been laid down already. And like along the way, there has been some hurt. And it's almost like this apprehension. There's an apprehension here. Like, I think that's where the misalignment is of like, getting like, understandably so, like getting stuck on the hard work, that it's taken, or maybe you're in fear of that hard work, and that's kind of what's holding you back. I was just apprehensive about speaking about it, but I'm being called to share, like right now I'm studying the philosophy of Kabbalah. And in Kabbalah, the belief of coming to this lifetime, the purpose is to uncover all of the blessings that the Creator has already set up for us. And it does take hard work. It takes us not being reactive and being able to look at things, bring in the light wherever there is darkness. And so I see that with the 9 of Wands, the journey with the Chariot card in reverse has not been easy. And, like I feel that maybe in your life, you kind of picked up these habits of like wanting to just like thinking that the right thing is for you um to seem like everything is okay, but deep inside, you're tired, you feel beat up, and you're afraid of that journey. You're afraid of like the hard work that it takes to be on this journey. Okay, what's the Sun in reverse, Spirit? We have the 10 of Swords. Now, this is the 10 of Swords upright. And what I'm seeing here is that you're basically, and I want to show you something. I haven't really gotten the full download yet. It's coming, but we have the Sun card in reverse. And in this 10 of Swords, there's an eclipsed sun. So what is it that's holding you back from this happiness? It's about focusing so much on the betrayal that you have experienced. The protection. Look at how he's so, like attentively looking and just focusing on this, on the armor that's all stabbed. I feel like this is about vulnerability. The inability to maybe take that armor off because you're so afraid of getting hurt. And I mean, who wants to get hurt? Who wants to be vulnerable and say like, here I am without my, go into battle, right? 9 of Wands, and like go into battle without armor. But that's what's that's what's keeping you from this happiness, is the inability to release this armor for once and for all. what I do see though, what I'll say is that at least we do see him sitting there, maybe you're closer to, like, maybe you're closer to your vulnerability right now. Maybe you're closer to getting to that vulnerability because the armor is off and you're taking a look at your relationship with betrayal. And maybe you are seeing like, wow, my fear of getting betrayed, or like my fear of getting hurt is definitely what's keeping me from that true happiness. That's what's shadowing the light of the sun. That's what's eclipsing my sun. But the 10, we see that 10 again, which is like, completion energy. What's this World's card in reverse, Spirit? Oh. What is this World's card in reverse, Spirit? How can we step out into the world in full authenticity? Okay, I have two cards that have flown out here. I have the 8 of Swords and the Hanged Man. Both of these cards are in their reversal, like this is the vice versa deck. So in order for you to walk through this portal, to take that first step in full alignment with all of your power, with courage, there is a call to look at things from a higher perspective. 8 of Swords, for once and all, I think the decision here that we see the sword again, there's a lot of sword cards here, and we started off with that sword, right? At the beginning of and look, what I'm seeing here, these are the two cards that flew out to talk to us about flipping the script on that world, upside down world. What's holding you back from that? Like, this is like new paradigm for you. This is like timeline shift, It's about cutting the ties to this victim mentality. Look at that eagle coming in. This is about seeing things from a higher perspective, allowing yourself to look at things from a different vantage point, higher up, to zoom out the camera in your movie of your life and see that, it's almost like you have to be careful because, again, like any movement that you make can be, like cause you further pain. But I feel like being able to make that decision from a place that like you've really taken into consideration everybody involved as well, if there's other people that are involved here in whatever decision you have to make. But first of all, it's about getting yourself out of that victim energy. Asking for help. Because what's interesting that I'm seeing here is there's two people standing and like observing this hanged man. And both of these cards, this person, the people have their hands tied behind their back. So I know that it feels like you're tied up, like there's nothing you can do. But there's two people here, and there's like, it feels like on the one hand, there's people that can help you, and on the other hand, there's people that can, like bring in more poison. I'm seeing a snake here. A snake, and I don't know what this tool is called here, but it's a blade. So it's like the tools are there. The tools are there, and there are people there to ask, for help. There's energies around you that you can ask for help. And I don't know, like in this card, you know what I'm seeing, I'm not sure, like, are these two people looking up at the sky asking for guidance? It's almost like they're asking for guidance. But there is this, like, I'm feeling like what I'm seeing is that in both of these cards, again, so similar, such similar energy, both cards that came in to, you know, clarify this world in reverse, is like, look to a higher power. These two figures, they're looking up. Do you see that? Now, I don't know, like maybe, you know, for me personally, I'm looking at this card right now and I'm feeling like they're looking up at the sky. They're not necessarily looking at him up, tied up. They're looking towards the sky. They're not looking directly ahead of them. And here, in this card, the eagle is coming up from above, right? So this is about perspective. This is all about perspective. Like, this isn't a literal victimization. You're not literally tied up. Okay, this is all up here. And it's about you shifting your perspective and asking for help from the divine, asking for help from your higher self to help you get over, you know, these past hurts, to help you get over the fear of betrayal, the fear of vulnerability. Can you show me a card for this Nine of Swords, please, Spirit? All right, these two cards wanted to pop out, and here. Okay, we have the the Death card again. Okay, Death card again. And the Page, is this the Page of Wands? I believe this is the Page of Wands. I just want to confirm that really quick, because the Knight of Wands does have a little bit of a different energy, but this is, again, like, it's about transformation. This is about transforming this anxiety, this pattern of like you know, going into like isolation, of going into like, oh, you know, that victim mentality. Death card, Page of Wands. This is like about taking action and just allowing that part of you to die, because look at how beautiful. I mean, like, the Death card again, this is like, you know, of course, the energy of death is, you know, misunderstood in our society. But there's a freedom. There's a freedom that comes with death in all of its ways and shapes and forms. Look at how this figure is dancing in the background. And I feel like it's almost like the spirit of what these two are mourning. And it's almost like, you know, the Sun card is here. It's like she's reaching for the sun, dancing under the sun. This is the spirit of, you know, this is your spirit, like that energy of after the transformation comes, of like surrendering to that and allowing your spirit to dance, to move beyond the perceived boundaries that you put on yourself and move towards your happiness, the sun. Okay, and we said that we were going to just clarify, make sure that this is the Page of Wands, because there is this like energy of like, okay, you know, moving towards something with like with yeah, making that decision. Like, this is somebody that's like, all right, I'm gonna do this. And that's the energy that called in at the beginning. This is like determined, like creatively thinking, creatively. Wands, this is creative energy, fire energy. making a decision, a Page of Wands, deciding I'm going to move towards this. I'm going to take the first step. I'm going to take, look at this energy, how different it is. Nine of Wands to the Page of Wands. Okay, still holding that wand, taking that wand and being like, all right, I have one wand left. I'm going to use that and I'm going to move forward. I'm going to let this part of me, I'm going to surrender this part of my ego, because now I know this is self-limiting beliefs. This is subconscious stuff that comes from the past. And look how he's looking out into the future. You know, he's looking out ahead of him. All right, Death in reverse. This is going into our guidance cards, getting into our clarity cards, and going into our guidance. All right, we have two cards here that flew out for the Death card. We have the Queen of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. Again, committing your energy, investing in your energy, being solid with your word, committed with your word. The Queen of Pentacles is a very nurturing energy. She's somebody that, and I feel like, interestingly, it's almost like an offering here. The Page of Wands is making an offer to that Queen of Pentacles. So maybe it's like, if we're not talking about, let's just put aside talking about anybody else, even though the court cards are definitely talking about energies around you. I almost feel like, that transformative energy is about like committing to that feminine aspect, committing to that feminine aspect of you that is going to take care of, like, this is about self-love, self-care. The Queen of Pentacles is able to give from a place, she's able to take care of those around her, give energy to them because she's abundant. She's the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is usually seen as a healer energy. She's that, like, even like herbalist, herbal, like somebody that works with like herbs, Maybe this is you committing to, your own self-care, your own self-love, giving to yourself, taking more control of your energy, placing your energy exactly where, like where you want it to go. Making that decision again, right? Hawks might be important. There's a hawk here. Okay, Spirit, can you give me a card for this Hanged Man, a clarity card for this Hanged Man? What is this Hanged Man about? All right, we have Tower and we have Justice. So again, we have okay, how do I want to put this? This feels like this Hanged Man being able to put yourself, like, allow yourself, surrender to this moment where Creator is positioning you, showing you where you have allowed yourself to get tied up, where you have allowed yourself to become attached to things that are toxic to you. This is like, look at this card of the Tower. This is about, like, truth coming in, you seeing the truth about something and like allowing that to, like, allowing that shakeup to happen. And again, that flame, that fire energy. This is so interesting because, again, at the beginning, right, with the archetype cards, we had the flame and the sword. Okay, the flame and the sword. This is transformative energy, that it brings in clarity and precision and those allowing you to make a decision, to make a clear cut with something. And here we see the same energies. I see this, this light coming in, this lightning bolt that comes in and brings in the light to where there was darkness. This tower, you can see there's no light in that tower. There's only darkness there. And light and darkness cannot, they can't live together, because as soon as the light comes in, the darkness is dispelled. And whatever has to burn under that light is going to burn. And you are seeing the truth now. You're seeing the truth of that now. And with the Hanged Man, it's like, allow yourself to see that. Allow yourself to see that. And this could feel really like Saturnian, like very karmic with the Justice card. This could be a really strong lesson, right? This is Libra energy here with the Justice card. It's like what I'm getting to is like the justice is very much like this it's always depicted as like the patriarchal side of spirituality, right? Like the very masculine patriarchal side, structure and like tradition. And it's almost like the Hanged Man is finally seeing that maybe doing things in the way that have always been done sometimes doesn't work anymore. Something's got to give. Something's got to give. I'm really being called again to that flame. Check out here in this Justice card, one of the, one of like the students, because I'm tripping. This is not the Justice card. This is the Hierophant. Excuse me. I don't know why I kept saying Justice, but maybe that was an energy that I needed to channel. So the Hierophant. So like the Hierophant is like, a teacher. One of the students is holding that flame. Yeah, that's really strong. I'm glad I caught that, because sometimes I'll like just go on and on calling a card a different, name, and then I watch the video, I'm like, oh my God, that's not what I meant. But I feel like, maybe that Justice card was meant to, be channeled. Maybe this is like a really big lesson, a balancing that happens here. But yeah, that Hierophant card, it's almost like I do feel like really strong spiritual energy here. And it's almost like maybe there is somebody that comes into your life. Maybe you have been seeking guidance, Hanged Man. Maybe you allowed yourself to seek guidance, and you've received like the key that unlocks, like maybe you have always seen yourself as somebody that, maybe you see yourself as this Hierophant, but you actually realize like, oh my God, I'm a student. And that is what unlocks this moment of like, I'm still here to learn. We're all here still learning, If we're still here, we're still learning. There's still something to learn. There's still stuff to do, right? Okay, let's keep going. We have the Six of Wands next. This is, again, this is the happy ending, the success after a long battle. And what is this success? What is this long battle? This is the Ace of Cups and the Two of Pentacles. Beautiful energy. This is balance within a new start of an emotional endeavor. This is a new relationship with yourself, a new relationship with how you give and receive energy. This is a new relationship with balancing energies. This is about, I'm hearing, expanding your container to help you, in expanding your capacity, because the Two of Pentacles speaks of being overwhelmed by trying to balance something. But with the Ace of Cups, I feel like this is, whatever this transformation is that comes in here. And again, this is more Pentacles. We saw that transformative energy between the Page of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. I'm almost actually seeing too with that combination, it's like this graduation from the Page of Pentacles into the Queen of Pentacles. Like, you not hiding from the fact that you have been in a place of lack allows you to observe things from a more, like truthful stance, not that facade of the Nine of Cups, allowing you to transform into that Queen of Pentacles. And here we see the Ace of Cups with the Two of Pentacles. This is a new relationship with how you balance your energy, how you balance your money, how, and I see like there's like people can see this change in you. And this is, I feel like this is what brings this like successful energy, the Six of Wands, like you're finally being seen in the light that you want to be seen, not from this like empty, reverse Nine of Cups, being seen in like, just showing off. Like this is actually being seen like, wow, look at this transformation in this person. Look at how beautiful this Ace of Cups is. Really beautiful. Water energy here. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Okay, so what is this Four of Wands now? Spirit, what is this Four of Wands? Oh, Nine of Pentacles. So it's really interesting that to clarify the Four of Wands, that solid, committed, unifying force is really, it comes from self-love. Nine of Pentacles. This is all about self-love. That is what brings in that 1111. And for me, that is the true union that everybody seeks. Everybody's seeking love outside of themselves without actually being able to cultivate that inward. But I feel like that Ace of Cups that we see with that Six of Wands, that success energy, it's actually coming from like, the Nine of Pentacles, being able to take care of yourself, to love yourself, self-love, self-care. Look at like how different this energy is that we began with. This Nine of Cups, look at this big ass transformation that happens here. By being able to let yourself sit in the fire, to make those decisions, those clear decisions, those clear cuts with things that are not serving you. Look at the transformative energy here from the Nine of Cups in reverse. This smug energy, his arms are crossed. It's like, what good is having all those Nine of Cups if you're not open? What good is it? And check out this Nine of Pentacles. Look at how open her heart is. How peaceful. There's trust here. There's a connection to, I'm hearing a connection to the divine. There's a connection to earth. Not just material things like we see here, Here we see this figure like in his like big old home with chandeliers and everything. But, that face does not look happy. I mean, look at it. It's like not real happiness. It's like devious. I don't know. It's just, it just doesn't feel authentic. And here she's like you know, there's all these pentacles, there's all this abundance around her, but what is she focusing on? Divinity, peace, the dove. The dove is always, you know, we always see the dove with its arms, with its wings wide open, heart, vulnerability, being able to trust, being able to trust. I just noticed that white rabbit. Again, abundance, creation, fertility. This is an energy, like this transformative energy, like this is the real union. I feel like if you're somebody that is like waiting for that, you know, unity energy, for someone, you know, to come in and share with that, this transformative energy is bringing you into this Nine of Pentacles where you can trust that with your ability to love yourself and take care of yourself, that's where that energy, that's when